Are you preparing for CAT and other MBA entrance exams? BYJU'S Exam Prep, CAT and MBA, your one-stop solution for all MBA exams related questions. Watch unique strategies to ace CAT, XAT, SNAP, IIFT, TISNET, CMAT and other important MBA entrance exams. Tips and tricks to boost score, subject-wise and chapter-wise sessions, previous year's questions, exam-related update and notifications, live exam analysis and actual questions discussion. So why wait? Subscribe to BYJU'S Exam Prep, CAT and MBA YouTube channel and press the bell icon to stay updated.
Hello friends, a very good afternoon to all of you and a warm welcome on the YouTube channel of BYJU'S Exam Prep. I am Gaurav Gupta and I welcome all of you to our next session in the series of sessions that we are conducting for all of you for MAHCET MBA 2022. Now before we'll enter this session, I want a quick confirmation from your side if I'm audible and visible to all of you. So Vijay, Gaurav, Sweetie, Rishabh, Yash, good afternoon to all of you. So can you all please quickly just write yes if I am clearly audible and visible to all of you. Come on, just do that. Dharmi, good afternoon. So I just want a small confirmation. Just write yes if I am clearly audible to all of you. All right, great. Thank you, Rishabh, for confirmation. Gaurav, we are going to take on two sets having 6 questions each today. Okay, the first set will be slightly on an easier side and the second set will be a little bit on a higher level of difficulty as compared to the first one. In the second set, you will find some of the indirect questions, some of the questions in which you have to do a lot of calculations. So friends, welcome all of you to the YouTube channel of BYJU'S Exam Prep. Once again, I am Gaurav Gupta in front of you with the next session on MAHCET MBA 2022. And today, this is part 1 for graphs, charts and tables. So definitely, as the name suggests, we are going to take on some of the data interpretation sets which you may expect to see in this year MBA entrance examination for MAHCET. All right, so friends, let us start this session. Like I mentioned, we'll be taking on 2 different sets today. The first set will be on an easier side. You can take it as a warm-up, but still you will have to be very careful while solving this set because the level of difficulty that we are going to see today, it can be compared with the actual level of difficulty that we see in MAHCET examination. All right, so if the set is easy, you will have to focus on your speed and accuracy. So obviously accuracy is one thing that cannot be compromised, but with a due practice, with gradual practice, I want the speed to be increased for all of you. Okay, so the first set, I can say that it will be a speed based test. So I'll be expecting quick answers from all of you for the first set. All right, now followed by second set in which the questions will be a little lengthy. They will not be direct questions. So you might take a little bit more time in solving each and every question of set 2, but certainly again, you cannot compromise on your accuracy. All right. So friends, let us start with this session. So the first set will appear on your screen in a few moments. Be ready with pen and paper and post your answers in the chat box as soon as you will get an answer. So the first set on your screen now. This is a 6-question set. Analyze the graph given below and answer the questions that follow. I'll display this graph for the next 30 seconds. No need to note down any value because this particular graph will be given with each and every question. Now this is a very straightforward graph. So a line graph is given to you, but the actual values for A, B, C, D, E, the 5 centers, is also mentioned in the graph below. Okay, so there is no need to even look at the line graph. You just look at the table that is given at the bottom of the screen and you can pick the values of A, B, C, D and E for 2 different years, 2013 and 2014. Now be careful. On the y-axis of the graph, it is given that the votes count is in number of thousands. So vote count at 5 different centers A, B, C, D, E is given in the following years 2013 and 2014. So the direct values are given. Now I'm taking you to the first question. Okay, so we'll be solving all these questions one by one, and be ready to write your answer. So question number 1 on your screen now. So what is the respective ratio between the total vote count at center D in 2013 and 14 together and that at the center E in both the years together? So quickly write your answer in the form of A, B, C or D. All right, great. Gaurav, any other answer? Come on. So Yash, Prashant, Mamta, Sneha, Sweetie, Krishna, Dharmi, Rishabh, Gaurav, all the students who are there, presently there in the session, quickly answer to this one. Gaurav, Dharmi, Rishabh and Sneha have given an answer. So let us have a look at the data. Now we need to find out the respective ratio between the total vote count for center D in the year 2013 and 2014. So for center D in the year 2013 and 2014, the sum will be 16 plus 20. So it will be 16 plus 20, that is 36. Now we have to find the ratio of this number with the total vote count for center E again in both the years. So for center E it is 14 plus 16 and that is 30. So we have to find the ratio of these two numbers 36 and 30. So the respective ratio will be 6 upon 5 and that will be the correct answer. All right. So the correct answer in this case is option D as correctly given by all of you. All right, now let's quickly move on to the second question, question number 2. It says that if the vote count at center A in 2014 comprised 40% of the total number of registered voters for that center, then what was the total number of registered voters for center A? All right, Mr. Gaurav Daga, very quick in writing your answers. Wonderful. Okay, Rishabh, Dharmi, nice. So question says that if the vote count at center A, so they are talking about center A and for the year 2014. So the vote count for center A for the year 2014 is 20,000 votes. Okay, 20,000 votes. These values are given in terms of thousands, right? Now if the vote count comprised of 40% of the total number of votes registered at this center, then what was the number of registered voters for center A? So this 20,000 is 40% of the total number of registered voters. So let's say the total number of registered voters is X. So you are given that 40% of X is equal to 20,000. So if 40% of something is 20,000, then 100% of that thing or the value of X will be equal to 50,000. So such calculations should be done orally. 40% अगर 20,000 है, so I can say that 10% will be 5,000, 10% will be 5,000, so 100% will be 50,000. All right. So the correct answer for this question will be option A. Okay. Let's move on to question number 3. What is the average vote count at centers B, C, and E in 2013 in terms of thousands? The average vote count at centers B, C, and E in 2013 in terms of thousands will be how much? All right, so again, this is a very straightforward question. So we are talking about year 2013 for the center B, C, and E. So B plus C plus E, 18 plus 13 plus 14 divided by 3 will be the average vote count at these three centers. Now the sum is equal to 45. 45 divided by 3 will be equal to 15. So the correct answer is option D. Okay, so many of you have given a correct answer. Gaurav, Krishna, Dharmi, Rishabh, Sneha, Salesh, and Kiran. Wonderful. Now quickly, let's move on to the next question, question number 4. Now guys, you can take this set as a warm-up set and you're going to have a lot of fun when we'll be doing the second set. Okay, so second set is wonderful and we'll see how many of you will be able to give quick answers for the second set. Okay, so just a few more questions left for the first set. So out of the total vote count at center C in 2013 and 2014, 18% were invalid. Now we have to find out how many votes at center C in both these years were valid votes. Now this question will involve a little bit of calculations. All right. Okay. So let's start with this. Now they are talking about center C and data for both the years 2013 and 2014. Okay. So center C for 2013 and 2014, let's look at the total number of votes. So total number of votes is 13 plus 16, that is 29,000. Okay, 29,000 is the total number of votes, out of which 18% votes are invalid. 18% votes are invalid. Okay, so if out of total votes which are polled, which are counted, 29,000, 18% are invalid. So I can say that 100 minus 18, that is 82% will be the valid votes. So they are talking about calculation of valid votes. So it will be 82% of 29,000. Okay, so what you can do is you can first of all calculate 18% and subtract it for 29,000, or you can directly calculate 82%. All right, so I'll calculate 18%. So 18% calculate करने के लिए मैं क्या करूंगा, 20% minus 2%. So this I can do orally, but I am writing all these calculations in front of you so that you can apply this type of calculations at the time of examination. Okay, now 20% minus 2%. So 29,000 का मैं 20% calculate करूंगा. So 20% of this number, so 10% is 2,900, 20% will be 5,800. So 5,800 will be 20% minus 2%. If 20% is 5,800, so 2% will be 580. All right. So 5,800 minus 580 will be 18%, and which will be the number of invalid votes. Okay. So it will be 5,220. Okay, so 5,220 will be the number of invalid votes. Now from 29,000, if I'll subtract these invalid votes, 5,220, so the number that I'll get will be 23,780. All right, now you could have calculated 82% directly, but it's totally up to you. You can calculate 18% and then subtract. So I'll feel that calculating 18% will be easier as compared to calculating 82%. Okay, so it's totally your wish, whichever directions you want to go in, but in both cases the final answer will be same, and that is 23,780, like in this question. Let's move on to question number 5. Yes, Vicky, you can say that 82% calculate करना, you can off of 29,000, so 30 minus 1 भी कर सकते थे. Yes, absolutely correct. Now question number 5 says that if the vote count at center F, so this is a new center that is not given in the table. So if the vote count at center F in 2013 and 2014 was 10% and 20% more than that of the center B in these years respectively, then what was the total vote count at center F in both the years put together? A very easy, straightforward question. Any answer? All right, so Rishabh has given one answer. Vicky, very good. Mamta, Krishna, nice. So the number of vote count for center F is given in comparison with the number of votes at center B for both the years. So for center B in 2013, the number of votes is 18,000 and for 2014 it is 15,000. Okay. Now vote count at center F in 2013 is 10% more. So 18,000 इसका 10% कितना होगा? It will be 1.8. So the number of votes will be 19.8. All right. So I have increased 18 by 10%. And similarly for 2014, it will increase by 20%. That means a value of 3. And the number of votes will be 18,000. So 19,800, which is this value, and 18,000, the sum will come out to be 37,800. So 37,800 will be the final answer. So correct answer, yes, it is option A. Okay. Now let's move on to the last question for this set and then we'll move on to the next set, which will be slightly on a higher level of difficulty as compared to the first one. So the last question here, out of the total vote at center B and D together in 2014, if the respective ratio of number of males and females was 4:3, then what was the number of males who voted at both these centers? All right. So Gaurav and Vicky have given their answers. So they are talking about year 2014 only and the votes at center B and D. Okay. So out of the total votes at center B and D together in 2014, so let's add these votes. So 15,000 plus 20,000, that is 35,000. Now this number is divided in males and females in the ratio of 4:3. So males and females का ratio जो given है, that is 4:3. So I'll divide 35,000 in the ratio 4:3. So number of males will be equal to 4/7 multiplied by 35,000, and that will come out to be 20,000. So such an easy question. So yes, 20,000 will be the answer. Okay. Now believe me, we do get similar level of difficulty in MHCT examination. So generally we see around 4 to 5 sets of data interpretation in MHCT examination. Out of these 4 or 5 sets, definitely 2 sets will be of similar level of difficulty. All right. Okay. So this was the first set. Now let's move on to the second set. But before that, please do like this session, comment, share, and subscribe our channel, and then press the notification button, press the bell icon so that you will not miss any of the sessions that are planned for you in the future. All right. So please take out a few seconds and press the like button. Now let's move on to the next set. So the data for the next set is given in front of you on your screen. It's related to a pie chart. So quickly just observe this pie chart and post okay or done in the chat box once you are done analyzing this pie chart. Come on. Yes, shall we go ahead? Shall we start with the first question? Now, out of the 6 questions that we are going to deal in this set, 1 or 2 questions might be very easy, but most of the questions are a little lengthy. Okay, the statement of the questions are lengthy, so it will take some extra time to interpret. I'm not saying that these questions are very difficult, but the length of the question may force you to spend some more time in a particular question. Okay, so let's move on to the first question, but before that I'll analyze the data quickly. So this pie chart is about the percentage of scale 1 officers in different banks in January 2015. The total number is given as 400 and it is divided in 6 banks A, B, C, D, E, F with their percentages given. Note at the bottom of the screen, no new employee joined the given banks or left the given banks from January 2015 to December 2015. So January 2015 से December 2015, no entries and no exits in any of these banks. All right. So the first question on your screen now. To start with a very easy question, what is the average number of scale 1 officers in banks D, E and F? Yes, go ahead. Post the answer. All right. So they are talking about the average number of scale 1 officers in banks D, E, and F. Their percentages are 24%, 14%, and 10%. So the sum here is equal to 48%. Now to calculate the average, I'll divide this value by 3. So it will come out to be 16%. So 16% will be the average percentage. Now I'll convert this percentage into the number. So the total number is given as 400. So 16% of 400 will be equal to 64. So 64, option C will be the correct answer for this one. All right, simple tha. Let's move on to question number 8. Question number 8. Read it carefully, interpret, and give me an answer. In case you are not getting any of the answers that is there among these 4 options, you can post your answer separately. So let's say you are getting answer as 500, which is not among the options. You can still post the answer 500 in the chat. Yes, any answer? All right, Dharmi. Gaurav, Krishna. Okay, now let's analyze this one. Now, in December 2014, 4% of the candidates who applied for job as Scale 1 officer were recruited in Bank A. So 2014 December May, there were some candidates who applied for the job of Scale 1 officer. Okay. And out of those who have applied, only 4% were selected. All right. Now, if Bank A had 44 Scale 1 officers in 2014, then what was the number of candidates who applied for the job? Okay. Now, originally there were 44 Scale 1 officers in 2014. Now, let's check this number in Bank A in January 2015. Now, in January 2015, this number is 15% of 400, and that is equal to 60. So number of Scale 1 officers has increased from 44 to 60 from 2014 to 2015 January. So I can say that 16 Scale 1 officers were newly recruited. 16 Scale 1 officers were newly recruited in December 2014. All right. So assuming that total X candidates applied for the job, how many were selected? 4% of this total were selected. So 4% of X. X is the total number of candidates who applied for the job, out of which 4% got selected. And this number will be equal to 16 that we have calculated earlier. Okay, so 4% of X is equal to 16. So calculating the value of X, it will come out to be 400. So 400, that is option C, will be the correct answer. All right. Okay. Wonderful. So those who have given the answer, my God. So all of you have given the answer correctly. Dharmi, Gaurav, Krishna, Vineet, Rahul, Abhijit, Swagat, and Rishabh. Great. Wonderful. Let's move on to next question. Question number 9. And the question is asking that in January 2015, the data is given to you for January 2015. 32% of the total number of Scale 1 officers in banks B, D, and E together were unmarried. If the respective ratio between the number of unmarried officers in these banks was 3:2:3, then what was the number of unmarried Scale 1 officers in Bank D? Vineet, the question that you are asking, I cannot answer this at the moment because there are lots of factors which will be involved in selecting a college. Okay, so please, I'll suggest that be in touch with a mentor personally. Okay, discuss all the parameters and then select a college. All right, Vicky, Gaurav, Rishabh, Krishna, Alka. Wonderful. Okay, so let's start with the discussion. Now, in January 2015, 32% of the total number of Scale 1 officers in banks B, D, and E. So let's talk about, first of all, the total number of Scale 1 officers in 3 banks B, D, and E. So that is 12%, 24%, and 14%. 12 plus 24 plus 14, and that is 50%. Okay, so 50% of 400. 50% of 400. So B plus D plus E, total number of Scale 1 officers is 50% of 400, that is 200. Okay. Now out of this number, 32% are unmarried. So unmarried calculate kar lete hain, is 32% of 200. So that will come out to be 64. Okay. So 64 is the number of Scale 1 officers which are unmarried. Now, this particular number is divided in the ratio of 3:2:3 among B, D and E. So B, D, E का ratio कितना दिया हुआ है? 3:2:3, and I can now divide 64 in this ratio and get the value of D. So the value of D will be 2/8 into 64, and that will come out to be 16. So 16 is the number of unmarried scale 1 officers in bank D. So the correct answer is option D. Now what I have done here is I have calculated this number to start with. Now instead of calculating the number, you can keep your calculations in terms of ratios. So total number of scale 1 officers in these three banks is 50%, out of which 32% is unmarried. So 32% of 50% will be equal to 16%. Now you can divide 16% in the ratio 3:2:3. Okay, and this value will come out to be 4%. So the share for D, the percentage of unmarried scale 1 officers in D is 4% of 400, and that will be equal to 16 once again. Okay, so this question can be done in two different ways. It's totally up to you whichever way you want to go ahead with. Looking at the next question, question number 10, a lengthy question. This question is slightly difficult. All right, Alka has given first answer 24. Good, Alka. Come on, people. Any other answer? So only one student has given an answer up till now. Okay, so I'll wait for another 20 seconds and we'll start with the explanation. Okay, so Alka has removed her answer. Vicky says option C, and Rayanshu says D, and Om is saying B. So up till now, if I'll consider the answer from Alka, so Alka, Vicky, Rayanshu and Om have given option A, B, C and D. So I have obtained all the four answers. Okay, chaliye, let's start this one. Now all of you drop your pens and focus on whatever I'm doing here. Okay. Now the data is given for January 2015. They are talking about January 2016. So in January 2016, 20% and 15% of scale 1 officers were promised to scale 2 in banks A and F respectively. So bank A, what is the number of scale 1 officers? It is 15% of 400, that is 60, out of which 20% were promised out of which 20% were promised scale 2. Okay, so I'll calculate 20% of this. That means 12 scale 1 officers from bank A are promised scale 2 for bank A. Similarly, for Bank F, the number of Scale 1 officers is 40, out of which 15%, that means 6 Scale 1 officers were promised to Scale 2. Okay, so this is for A and F. I have calculated separately. And now let's keep reading. And therefore, the total number of Scale 2 officers in Bank A and F together was 126. But मुझे originally तो पता नहीं कितने थे. Now relation is given. If in Bank A, the number of Scale 2 officers in December 2015 was 100% more than that of Bank F. Okay, so I'm writing the value for December 2015 for Scale 2 officers. Okay, December 2015. If in Bank A, the number of Scale 2 officers was 100% more than that of Bank F. So Bank F, I'm assuming as X. So Bank A will be 100% more than this value. So 100% more than, that means it will be doubled. So year 2015 December May, number of Scale 2 officers in Bank A was double the number of Scale 2 officers in Bank F. All right. Now 2016 January में क्या हुआ? For Bank A, it increased by 12. So Bank A, it increased by 12. That means it became 2x plus 12. And for Bank F, it increased by 6. I have already calculated it earlier. So it became x plus 6. So these are the numbers of Scale 2 officers in Bank A and F in January 2016. Okay. So the total number here is equal to 3x plus 18, which in the question is given as 126. So let's equate this. So 3x plus 18 is equal to 126. So the value of x will come out to be 108 divided by 3, and that is equal to 36. So the value of x is 36. Now let's see, what do we have to calculate? We have to calculate the number of Scale 2 officers in Bank F in December 2015. So number of Scale 2 officers in Bank F in the year 2015 month of December is equal to X. So that is what I have calculated. So the correct answer will be option C, that is 36. All right. So I hope you all have understood the explanation that I have given, and the students who have given a different answer, they have understood what mistake they have committed. All right. Okay. Now with this, let's move on to our next question, question number 11. So again, a little lengthy. All right. So question says that in January 2015, the number of male Scale 1 officers in Bank B was 3 times the number of female Scale 1 officers in the same bank. If in Bank B, the number of female Scale 1 officers was same as that of Bank B, then what was the number of male Scale 1 officers in Bank B? Just take this question line by line. It is very easy. It is very straightforward. You cannot commit a mistake here. All right, Gaurav and Vicky, nice. Now it's totally up to you. You can keep your calculations in terms of percentages, and towards the end convert it in terms of numbers, or you can start converting all the percentages into the numbers at the beginning only. Okay. All right, so let's start with the discussion. Now they are considering Bank B and Bank D for January 2015. So Bank B 12%. So total number of Scale 1 officers will be 48. And for Bank D, the total number of scale 1 officers will be 24 into 4, that is 96, right? Now in bank B, the number of males is 3 times the number of females. So males upon females is in the ratio 3 upon 1, and the total number of employees is 48. Okay, so total number of employees is 48, and we have to divide 48 in 3 is to 1. So number of males will become 36 and number of females will become 12, right? Now talking about D, where the total number of scale 1 officers is 96. Now they are saying that if in bank D, the number of female scale 1 officers was same as that in bank B. So here the number of females will be same as that of bank B, which is 12. So the number of males will come out to be 96 minus 12, and that is 84. And I believe this is what they have asked. So what was the number of male scale 1 officers in bank D? And that is 84. So correct answer is option D, right? Okay, so plenty of you have given a correct answer once again. Rayanshu, Dharmi, Prashant, Ruchi, Sneha, Sweetie, Krishna, Rishabh, Vicky and Gaurav. Okay, now let's move on to the last question for the day. Now try not to waste a lot of time for this question, because this can be done in less than 30 seconds. Yes, people, any answer? Now this can be done by this can be done by observation only. What are you doing? In January 2016, some scale 1 officers resigned from C and all of them joined B. So they are talking about bank C and bank B. Okay. Now I'll write the number of scale 1 officers in the previous year, that is 2015. So in 2015, the percentage for C is 25 percentage, and for B it is 12 percentage. Okay. In 2016, what happened? Some employees resigned from C. Okay. So 25% में से C कुछ minus हुआ. So 25% minus X, and all of them joined bank B. And then after that, the ratio became 24 is to 13. So just by observation, if the value of X here is 1, so 25 minus 1 is 24 and 12 plus 1 is 13. This is what the final ratio I am getting, 24 is to 13. So I can say that the value of X will be 1. So 1% of the total candidates moved from bank C to bank B, and 1% of total number of scale 1 officers will be equal to 4. So 1% of 400 will be equal to 4. So the correct answer here will be option D. All right. Am I clear with this explanation? Yes or no? Am I clear with this explanation? So हमें numbers में deal करना ही नहीं था यहाँ पे. So 25% and 12%, something will be removed from 25% and the same thing will be added to 12%, and the resulting ratio is 24 is to 13. So the ratio was given in such a way that you did not require to do much of calculations, and the question can be finished just by a little bit of observations. All right. Okay. Yes, Riyanshu, I'll explain it once again. So Riyanshu, for C originally it was 25% and for B originally it was 12%. I'm not calculating their numbers. Okay. Now 25 minus X divided by 12 plus X. This ratio has to be 24 upon 13. Okay, where X is the percentage of total number of employees which have moved from bank C to bank B. All right. Now, one way is you can do cross multiplications and get the value of X. Okay. One way is you can do cross multiplication and get the value of X. But just look at the corresponding values. If the value of X is 1, then 25 minus 1 will be 24 and 12 plus 1 is 13. Okay, so the value of X will be 1%. All right, so X is in terms of percentage because 25 and 12 original values were in terms of percentage. So X is 1% of total number of candidates and that will be equal to 4. I hope, Reanshu, now it must be clear to you. All right. So friends, that is all from my side for the day. Now, I sincerely request all of you, those who haven't done it yet, please do like this session, comment, share and subscribe our YouTube channel of BYJU'S Exam Prep. All right. And then do press the bell icon so that you will keep on getting all the notifications of our upcoming sessions. Okay. Now, this is the list of toppers that we have for CAT 2021. So these students have their final converts in the IIMs that are written at the bottom of their images. Now, those who want to enroll for CAT 2022 comprehensive program, this is the entire details about the program. Okay, so you can have a look at it and then you can call any of our counselors for further set of counseling. Follow us on Instagram. You can subscribe our channel like I've already told you and press the bell icon. Like us on Facebook, join our Telegram channel and download our app from Google Play. That is all from my side. Thank you for attending this session. Thank you for being such a wonderful set of students. We'll see you once again with many more sessions like this before MAHCET examination. All the very best. Keep studying. We'll see you again. Bye-bye.